Hi guys, here we go. I'm going to start changing the spark plugs. I've already changed them once, but since then I managed to dump loads of fuel into my crankcase, so I'm going to be doing it again. So now I have used the ratchet, I can now pull the spark plug out from its little hole. Can you see? Pull this out and let's have a look at it. So compared to the other one down there on the towel, this one's looking pretty dirty, I've got to say. And let me have a sniff. Yep, smells quite fuely as well. So there's obviously been too much fuel going through my carb. And I know it's been going through like liquid rather than vapor, which is not good. So this one's going to have to go. Get rid of that one. Dispose of it carefully. Now this one, what we're looking for when we're setting the gap is, you see that little nipple sticking out in the middle? The gap between that little nipple and the bar bending over it, it has to be between 0.07 and 0.08, I think. Is that right? 0.07 and 0.8. So I use my little feeler gauge and I'll just show you how to check that. So come down here, pop your feeler gauge in, and there should be a little bit of drag in there. In between that, it should drag a little bit, and if that happens, then you know that it's set correctly. If it isn't, if it's a little loose or a little tight, you can just get a pair of pliers and very gently move this bar here to where you need it to sit so it's at the correct gap. You need that gap though, because if it is too big or too little, you won't get the correct spark to help with your combustion. Okay, so you need to make sure that that is correct. So just check with your feeler gauge, and you can see, on here, 0.07, between 0.07 and the next one along, which is 0.08. That's what it needs to be set at. Then take off this little cap. A lot of them come, not with fingers, a lot of them come with this little metal cap just to protect it. Make sure you screw that off. You don't need that on Beetle engines, okay? And then all you do, once you've set your gap, you just pop it in your ratchet so it's nice and tight, just like, not backwards, Helen. Don't put it in backwards, that really won't work. Like that, and you just screw it back in that hole. And it should take you about 10-15 minutes to do all 4 spark plugs. Job done. One little word of advice, this is the HT lead that I pulled off the spark plug. Do not pull it from the wire. You probably know that anyway. In fact, you're probably sat there marking me to see what I do know and what I don't know. Make sure you pull it from here, because otherwise this lead can come loose from this cap and you're just left with exposed wires, and then you don't know that you're getting a proper current through to your spark plugs. Okay, so make sure that you always pull from this bit when you release them, okay, and it will sit in there. Okay, it will sit in the hole. All right, job done.